something to eat too.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the Trent Mays Tiger Sports Show, hosted by Greg Mays here with my co-host and featured performer, Trent Mays. Trent, what a great night for the Tigers last night, huh? Let's dive right into football.
But we can cut out the Trent Mays Tiger Sports Show. We know it's not that, so
get those playoff pom-poms going. Big Tiger win on the road.
We were ready at 10 o'clock. I was ready at 10. So, FYI.
I want to talk about the football team, not you.
Okay, well, I want to talk about the football team too, but you go into those little intros. But anyway, great night for Tiger football. Head up to Seward and take down the Blue Jays 35-6. Wasn't even close. It wasn't
even close.
It was a mauling. I think Tigers maul, right? I think they maul.
They do, especially Blue Jays. Blue Jays would be well advised to stay out of range.
Yeah, it was got the third play. Cynic hit. Max Preps has a great video of the Cynic there it is right there. Producer Tate all over it. Ran him across the field. Caught the Blue Jays off guard, and Chance Furton does Chance Furton things. So, and then here we're going to see Cooper Cole.
There's Cooper Cole getting after it. Yep.
Cooper Cole looked like his daddy last night. Too bad he wasn't wearing 44.
Yep.
So he
was. And there's Springs ending it. That touchdown basically put it out of reach, didn't you think?
Yeah. It was 28-6 there going into that last drive. Cooper Cole tote the rock 21 times for 137 yards and 3 TDs. He looked like daddy in the 1994-93 days. He had all except fast. I think Daddy
fast.
Cole, I think Daddy Cole would contest to that. I'd like to see them run a race. Especially Daddy Cole back in 1994. I think he could give Coop. Yeah. Coop's going to let me have it on Monday in T3 when I see him. So, but anyway, Cooper, we just pounded that rock in the fourth quarter. Cynic was 12 of 18 in the first half for 200 yards. So we did what we wanted and took everything we wanted. He ended the night at 17 for 28 for 220, 17 for 22 for 228. He hit 2,000 yards. I'm curious where that puts him in the season passing category with his brother and how many other guys.
You're going to have to add that up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that up. And
you're going to have to add that up. That's your deal.
Well, I'm getting there. I got a lot of stuff to do during the week. But defensively, Caleb Clark, he's been a spark plug for the last 3 games, coming back from injury. Big old number 55. You got to love the double number. I hope you're there. No, so I'll talk for a while. I think he went frozen. But the defense held him to 148 yards, 76 yards on one play. So, and then I want to highlight the big uglies up front: Landon Devaney, Kalen Jones, Blaine Hammock, the Kiker kid who I coached. They did what they want up front on both sides of the ball. Seward never had a chance. Like their coach said in one of the Eastern newspapers, they went up against a more physical team. And what? So the defense played great. Burton hits that. They get off to the fast start, and then they go 15 plays and 81 yards to make it 14-0.
All right. Well, what do you think about next week at Waverly?
Waverly's a different animal, and we went there in 19, but we're riding a high. We've won 5 out of the last 6 games, so they just need to keep rocking and rolling and just have a great week of practice. It's fun to practice in November. These are memories the guys won't forget, and play it on the line. It's supposed to be warmer next week. It's supposed to be 61 on Friday, so which will be very different from what we had last night.
Well, our new conference looked awful good last night, taking 6 of the 8 spots in the Class B quarterfinals. You can't say the Eastern Midlands didn't show up. Central 10 kind of had a bad night. Were you surprised by Scottsbluff's shutout upset of York?
No, I think Scottsbluff got healthy since we saw them. I think they're healthier. They beat GI Northwest. No, wait, GI Northwest beat them. They took care of Lex last week, and but I think they got healthy since we played them. I think they figured some things out. So it did surprise me a little bit because York's pretty tough on the old ball field. So
yeah. Well, they're checking out basketball gear today. Hey, nice end to the volleyball season. The girls comeback win in the sub-district semis over McCook. They got themselves in trouble down 2-0. Showed some real toughness and came back and won that. Couldn't get by Northwest in the sub-district final, but man, a great, courageous way to end the season for those girls with that comeback.
Yeah, I watched the end of the 5th set. We were down 6-5, and you played a 15, and we went on a run. Both the twin sisters got involved. Can't remember their name.
The Bensons?
Bensons, yeah, they were serving, and then they had their best server at the line. We ran 6. Let's see, it got to 12-6, 12-7 at one point in the 5th. We ran a bunch of points in a row, and it looked like McCook. The last 3 games, we passed better than they did. We were in system, and when we were out of system, we still managed to get kills. McCook was just all over the place. They were having trouble with our serving and then our spikes and just passing the ball up to the front. And they were pushing the ball over a lot. So a little volleyball knowledge on top of you.
Yeah, how about that? You've been watching the Huskers and picking up some terminology. High school volleyball momentum.
I've been listening to JB and Lauren Cook West. So they're my
volleyball. There you go.
Too, so.
All right. Well, the Tigers still have fall sports season going. There will be football practice next week. That's always exciting. Headed into the state quarterfinals. And we got winter sports starting today. You got to go get on a bus.
Yeah,
Tell me about the unified bowling team.
We're going to go to GI. We're going to spend 20 minutes on the bus and 3 hours at the bowling alley. And I'll hopefully watch the Husker game from the back on the TVs. And that's one of the perks of being at a bowling alley. We're looking Coach Priestley and Coach Lugo and myself. We're excited with some of our new players that we have. And we're a very tight team. We've spent the last 2 weeks together practicing, and they're excited to get it going. They've changed the format for the Grand Island tournaments. You can't bring more than 2 teams. Last year, Kearney and GI would bring over 7 teams apiece and fill up half the bracket, and usually they would play each other when you would go to Baker roll-off. So we're taking 2. The whole team's going over. We go back to GI on Thursday. And then we have our only home triangular. Hopefully we'll get some video of that. We'll go to the EMC tournament on the 9th. which will be interesting at Sun Valley where they have state. We had cross country all-state come out. Carrera was an all-stater in cross country according to the coaches. So that's a great
nice
for him.
Well deserved.
Yeah, and football just very impressive last night. Up to 400 yards total offense. They held them to 140, less than 150. They did what they want and they took what they wanted. Yeah. And they were the more aggressive team last night. So,
you know, all that's left of the fall sports season is just exactly how great a year is this going to be. You know, football's in the quarterfinals, playing to get into the semis. Volleyball put together some nice wins there. Cross country, boys in the top 5, girls in the top 10. Softball, girls in the top 6 at state and ended up ranked number 3. You know, this is a really good one, a fall that's going to rank against some of the best falls Hastings has ever had. So, yeah. You know, the football team could really put a cherry on it by going to Waverly and getting that win next week.
Yeah, we've had three state tourney walks at school, 3 walking pep rallies with Coach Linden. I challenge him to do it again this Friday. I'm going to throw that challenge out to Coach Linden if he's watching. The boys, it seemed to get spirits up. They tried to play Eye of the Tiger on the PA system, but our PA system's still a little hurting. Hopefully when they get
those aren't Bose speakers, Trent. Those aren't Bose high quality speakers.
So hopefully if when they get the new one up and going, maybe, because it was just tough to notice when they were coming and to keep the vibe going. But when you heard Coach Linden with the rock and roll music, with the Eye of the Tiger, you knew they're close. But unless you were down in the vocal music area, because Mr. Yost had Thunderstruck rocking on his massive speakers, and you could hear it clear down in the tunnel. That's where I went yesterday as I headed to Com Arts. So the boys
I saw you down there.
And they were fired up when they're walking. I challenged Coach Linden to do it again. That's a nice tradition we've added to send the teams off in style. So.
All right, Trent. Well, we better get you on the bus. So it's time for the last word. What do you say for the Tigers this week, since we're still playing?
Yeah, so the best thing is the Tiger football team's going to need the lights next week to practice in because it's going to be dark by a little after 5. So that's awesome when you have to run the lights to practice. Go Tigers. I'm headed to get something to eat and getting on the bus, and we're out of here, and let's go.
Go Tigers. We'll see you next week.